Okay, now we're going to learn how to find determinants of a 2 by 2 and a 3 by 3 by hand and with a calculator. We just went over 2 by 2s because you need to know how to find the determinant of a 2 by 2 in order to find the inverse of a 2 by 2. So just to quickly review that, if you see these bars instead of like the normal matrix brackets, okay, that means determinant. And you take A and D, multiply them together, C and B, multiply them together, and then subtract. So like this matrix would have a determinant of -6 minus 20, which is -26. Okay, and we use it to find inverses, and there's other applications that we will learn about, but for now you just want to think of it as a value associated with a matrix. Sort of like a triangle has an area and a perimeter. Those are values associated with that triangle. Matrix has a determinant. Sometimes it's 0, sometimes it's not. If it is 0, it doesn't have an inverse. Okay. Now for a 3 by 3, it's slightly more complicated, but nothing crazy. Alright, so to do it by hand, if this represents the original matrix, and just quickly talk about what these numbers mean. So this 1, 1 implies that it's the number in the first row, first column. Alright, this 2, 3 implies it's in the second row, third column. Okay, so it's just the numbers there. So what you do is you take these first two columns and you place them right next to this matrix here. Okay, then you start from left to right. Alright, so you start from left to right, just like we read from left to right, and we multiply these three numbers together and put them there. Multiply these three numbers together, put them there. Multiply these three numbers together and put them there, and then we add all those up. Then you go the other way and you start from the upper right and go down to your left and multiply these numbers together. Alright, and multiply these three numbers together and multiply these three numbers together, and then you add those up. Then you subtract those two numbers. So let's try an example right now. Okay, so we take these first two columns and we rewrite them right next to the original matrix. Okay, then we start from left to right. So we'll go 2, 2, 2, multiply them together, and you get 8. 1 times 1 times 2, multiply them together, and you get 2. 1 times 3 times 1 is 3. Okay, add all these up, and we get 13. Then we're going to go the other way. Start from upper right to down to left. 1 times 1, or 1 times 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 1 times 1 multiplies together to give you 2. Alright, 1 times 3 times 2 gives you 6. Add those up, and you get 12. Subtract, and you get 1 is the determinant of that 3 by 3. Alright, and we will talk about how to use that number and what it's useful for, but for now, just know how to find a determinant. Okay, and then to find it on the calculator, all you're going to do is you're going to type in, kind of did this already here, but you're going to type in DET, and there's an option if you hit menu too, but you might as well just hit DET, hit open parentheses, and then hit a 3 by 3 matrix right in those parentheses, and then just type in the entries in their right spot. Alright, and then you have your determinant.